Stampers, this is Dawn from DawnStampingThoughts.net, and today we're going to do a technique called Joseph's Coat. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm using a piece of Whisper White for the base, and this is cut at 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then a piece of Early Espresso, and this is cut at 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And then 2 more pieces of Whisper White. This is the larger one. This one's cut at 3 5/8 by 4 7/8. And then this smaller piece is cut at 3.5 by 4 3/4. So this is the piece that we're going to be stamping on. So let me grab some scrap. So we're going to be using 4 different colors today. We're going to be using the Pumpkin Pie, Bermuda Bay, and Daffodil Delight. And then we'll be using Early Espresso in a little bit. But we're going to first cover this Whisper White piece with all 3 colors. And I'm going to use sponges for this. So first color I'm going to add is the Daffodil Delight. And you're just going to randomly place the colors onto this piece of Whisper White. And I really like using the Bermuda Bay with the Daffodil Delight because when you mix those 2 colors together, it gives you like a green color. So you're actually looking like you're using 4 colors when it's only 3. Okay, so we're going to first add our Daffodil Delight. Okay, then we're going to use Pumpkin Pie. Okay, then the last color is going to be the Bermuda Bay. Okay, so it should look something like that. Every card is going to be different, so it just depends on how you layer your colors. All right, so now we're going to grab our Versamark ink pad. Okay, so now we're going to stamp with the Versamark, and the stamp set we're going to use today is called Paisleys Posies. We're going to use these 3 images. This is going to be stamped on the inside, and then for this layer we're going to use these 2 designs right here. All right, and then we're going to also use my Stamping Pierce mat. Just because this is a photopolymer stamp set, I want to get a really nice crisp image. So I'm going to take my embossing buddy and I'm going to go across the base of the Whisper White piece that we added the ink to. All right, now we're just going to go ahead and use our Versamark. And this probably isn't going to show up too good on camera because this is a watermark ink. It's just going to leave like a clear stamped image. But once we add the embossing powder and do the Early Espresso, oh my gosh, it's going to really be beautiful. So we're just going to go ahead and stamp all these little images to fill up the piece of cardstock. Okay, I think that's all the area that I can actually stamp. At least that's what I can see. All right, now we're going to go ahead and add our clear embossing powder over top of the stamped images. think that looks really good. All right, so we're just going to dump this back in, and we're going to grab our heat tool. Okay, so this is the heat tool. And remember, a hair dryer will not heat emboss. So I'm just going to go ahead and heat set this. Okay, so hopefully this is showing up a little bit better on camera. It's super shiny right where we embossed it. We're going to use the brand new sponge brayers. Let me show you these. You get 2 handles, and you get the 4 sponges in your package when you purchase them. And they wash up really, really nice, these sponges. And they just come apart. You just unhook it and take the sponge out. But we're going to use the Early Espresso for our sponging part of this magical card. So I'm going to take my sponge brayer and I'm going to roll it across my ink pad. All right, so now we're just going to go ahead and roll this across our cardstock. Isn't that beautiful? Oh my gosh. And I like the background really dark. You could probably actually use basic black ink, but the Early Espresso, I just think this looks like a fall card. Just so pretty. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. All right, now we're going to grab a napkin. Okay, now you're going to buff your cardstock. So the buffing part is really for the clear embossing that we did for the paisley part of the card, because the ink is just laying on that embossing powder. So when you buff that, it makes the color just pop even more. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. And then this would be the time that you would decide if you want to add more of your Early Espresso to the background. Oh my gosh, love it. Okay, so I really kept this card really fairly simple. I didn't even put the greeting on the front. I put the greeting on the inside. So I'm just going to go ahead and put the card together. Okay, now I'm going to do something a little bit different on this one. I'm going to add the Very Vanilla lace trim ribbon, and I'm just going to put a strip of it across the front, just like that. And then I'm going to put this onto the Early Espresso. So pretty. Okay, then we're just going to tie a bow with this ribbon. Just trim the tails. Okay, and then this is going to go on the front like that. So let's put this on the base. Okay, then we're going to put our bow on with a glue dot. Okay, and we're just going to put this right onto the front, just like that. Isn't that beautiful? All right, then we're going to grab our Early Espresso classic ink again, and we're going to stamp Thankful, Grateful, Blessed on the inside. Such a beautiful card. Okay, so then this ribbon, I used the white Organza 5/8 ribbon for that one. And then I also added some basic rhinestones to the Paisleys. But that's it. Okay, thanks for stopping by. We'll see you later. Bye.